I want to try my very best to explain to you why I consider my current sense of wellness to be more consistent, more stable, more reliable, more dependable than perhaps ever before in my entire life. I have historically been someone who struggled with his mood, and I've been open about that on the channel. I'm happy to say that my mood I don't have major issues with my mood anymore, certainly not to the extent that I used to. But with a history of some childhood trauma, with a mental breakdown in my early mid-20s, with severe clinical depression, black tar major depressive disorder in my background with anxiety and stuff, it took a long time to develop any sense of safety or consistency with my mood. It took a long time for me to learn how to navigate experiences and friendships and relationships and thoughts even in a way that was dependable, in a way that wasn't suddenly just damaging. I'm someone who in the past was very vulnerable to you, the other person, a friend, a sibling, a parent, a spouse, a stranger, a person online. There was just something about the way I saw myself, saw the world, and the lack of tools I had and the lack of experience I had, and youth, I think, plays into it, that made me vulnerable to chaos. And it wasn't good. It wasn't sustainable. It was miserable. And to give you a quick example, and this could even be a thought, but, I've been in a space where I thought I was doing okay. Someone texted me something I didn't like, and because I had such poor experience with advocating for myself and setting boundaries and checking in on my thoughts and being current with myself, I could be in a terrible, resentful, angry, sad, miserable space for weeks and weeks, maybe months, obsessing over what was said to me. Why would they say these sort of things to me? Harboring resentment, stress, hormone dump, poor sleep. These things could happen at any given moment. It was a terrible way to be. If that sounds like you in any way, shape, or form, this next piece should be useful. 1, I refuse to play a victim no matter what. It's so incredibly important to never, ever, ever see myself and behave from a victim standpoint. If there's no one forcing me to do anything, then I take responsibility for the situations I'm in, the relationships I negotiate, and the time I put into them, right? And how I respond. That way you can't hurt me, you being whomever, and things can't hurt me because I'm not a victim and I have choices, and I really believe that. And this goes hand in hand with the next thing that's key to me is I cannot, will not, and refuse to victimize someone else. It won't make me happy, and it certainly won't help them, because if I'm ever victimizing someone else, I've lost my way. It's a rule of mine. I can't do it. So that's an example that I think a lot of people can relate to. That's why I never get mad when I'm out driving, no matter what. Another example that I think plays hand in hand with what I just said are relationships. If something is going on in a relationship that I don't like, I take full responsibility for the fact that I'm choosing to spend time in that relationship, and that could be anything, which I guess brings me to boundaries. I think boundaries are a really big thing that I've developed over the last couple of years that have been incredibly impactful. If you don't know how to set a boundary with other people, practice and learn how to set boundaries, and then give yourself permission to execute those boundaries, right? They're absolutely incredible, and they'll make it easier to navigate the world and to be content and be at peace. Another thing is, and this is something that I think has been incredible for me, is I remind myself all the time that I don't owe people anything. And it's okay to have my own wants and my own boundaries with certain people or places or things, because I don't owe them anything. And they don't owe me anything. And that frees me up to act in a way that's advocating for myself and not putting me in a space of being afraid of others. And so I think I need to do something so that people think a certain way so that I can be okay. It's codependent. It's dangerous. It's not good for me. And it falls into the whole I'm a victim thing. I'm not. I never will be again, ever, because I understand the difference between true victimhood, aka an aggressive example being like gun to your head. Yes, you're being victimized. Your rights are being violated, right? But so-and-so wants you to go to the party, but you don't want to go because you're uncomfortable and you have a hormone dump around so-and-so, but friends think you should. And so with resentment, with bitterness, with angst, and with anxiety, you go do the thing because you think you have to, but now you're mad at everyone else, but you won't say anything because you can't express, I can't be made to do that. That'll never be me again, no matter what. There's always a way, I have found anymore, to keep yourself in a calm space. This is the most consistent and stable and unafraid I've been in a very long time. And I apply all of these things I just said to my thoughts as well. I apply them big time to my thoughts, right? Reality testing them, moving on from them, all of these things. I think it leads to a lot of self-love. I think it leads to a lot of calm. And that's all we could ever want. That's all I could ever hope for. I have the most drama-free life you could ever imagine. It's incredible. And I'm very fascinated by people that struggle with other people. I'm very fascinated by the things that offend people. I'm very fascinated by the things that trigger people. I'm very fascinated why people are ugly towards others. Because I've been in a space where I thought I had to do those things to be okay, or I needed approval to be okay. Or at any given moment, something bad could happen to me because that's just the life I have. And, I've been in that space before. It's the worst. And when I see people in that space, in that constantly activated space, in that space of attacking others, in that space of feeling sorry for themselves, in that space, I have a lot of empathy for it. I really do. But I won't live there, and I haven't lived there in a long time, and I don't ever want to go back. And this isn't to say, to wrap up the video, that I don't get angry, sure, or that I don't have negative thoughts or sadness, but how I respond to them and what I do with them are so different than what I used to do, and it keeps me safe. Reminds me I always have a choice, and to take full responsibility for that choice, and to differentiate feelings from thoughts, to differentiate wants from needs. It's all so powerful. I hope some of that made sense. I don't script my videos, and sometimes I make videos like this where I'm kind of just exploring my own mind with you out loud. I wonder if I should. I think it could be helpful as far as keeping what I'm trying to say on task. But such is the Big No-No YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting me in any way, shape, or form that you do. Thanks for taking a moment out of your day. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you're well. And if you're not, stay brave, get support. And if you are, enjoy that shit. You deserve it. And I'll see you guys later.